And joining me live on News Track, the police officer who has led the team cracking this case, Ravindra Yadav, Special Commissioner of Police Crime of the Delhi Police. Mr. Yadav, good evening to you. Thank you very much for your time here on News Track. My first question to you on the Nikki Yadav murder case, how was this crime cracked? What were the initial clues and how was it finally cracked, sir? If you could share that with us.
Some of our staff members living in that outskirts of Delhi rural areas, they got this hint that there is something wrong in this marriage. And then they worked upon it, and then when we grilled him, then he broke down and he confessed and disclosed that he has kept the body in the fridge. So he led us to that dhaba of his, which he had locked up, and we could recover the body. We were fortunate that we could detect the whole thing in time before he could dispose of the body, and the evidence obtained is very precious for helping us in convict this person.
Was he planning to get rid of the body, sir? Because, many people are reminded of the Shraddha Walkar murder as well. Similarly, her body parts were cut up and put in a fridge. In this case, it was an intact body found in a fridge, sir.
Yeah, of course, he had very little time because 9th he had this engagement ceremony and it went on till late night of 9th, and he reached her house beyond midnight. And in the morning he took the plea that I'll take you somewhere out to some tourist place, and then he went around to ISBT and other places. And in the meantime, he strangulated her and then again dumped the body, and the same day he again went for marriage. So he had very little time to dispose of the body. So we are fortunate in that respect that we could recover the main evidence, and this would go a long way in helping us in marshalling evidence and making our case for conviction.
I know you can't share, deep details of the investigation, Mr. Yadav. I appreciate that. But could you enlighten us a little bit about the interrogation of Sahil? How is that going? What all information has he revealed?
Yeah, he has revealed certain things, but I would say that we have to corroborate those things. We have to confirm them, and we have to have corroborating evidence of his locations, of CCTV footage. So we are not taking anything for granted, whatever he is telling us. We have to cross-check it. We have also to cross-check whether any other accomplice or friends were involved. So far he is saying that he was alone. So all these things, because earlier we had this impression that it was in night. Now today's interrogation has thrown light that it was in the morning of 10th when we did all this. Earlier we were under the impression it was between 9th and 10th, intervening night, maybe beyond midnight. But today he has said that it is 10th morning, so we will be looking the footage afresh in those areas which he is saying that he took her and the route he took. So everything would be corroborated. Forensic evidence, of course, we have marshalling from the footage and from the accent car which he used. So we are all we are very sure and produce it before the court in a very cordial and professional manner.
Is he showing remorse? I'm just trying to get a fix on, the kind of body language that Sahil is exhibiting under this interrogation. Is he showing remorse? Is he just saying all these things very plainly? Could you enlighten us on that, sir?
He has been wavering. Sometimes he takes some alibis, sometimes he takes some emotional angles. But I won't like to comment on all that because it's too early in the investigation. And let us see some all these things which he's saying. We need to corroborate them first before we can put a very good charge sheet against him.
Last couple of questions, Mr. Yadav. Many people who watched our coverage of this were reminded of the recent Shraddha Walkar murder case as well. In the course of the investigation and the cracking of this case, did you see any, parallels that many of our viewers are also seeing, apart from the obvious?
There may be, but we take a case by case, and For us, this is the case which we have to focus now. And we will go with all these similarities and all these things, of course, you people can look into. But I won't go into all those conjectures. We are focusing on making a tight and shut case against this accused.
What next as part of the investigation, sir? Will more people be questioned? Are you trying to expand the investigation as well?
Of course, if we need, it all depends on the need of the investigation. If we feel that we need some witnesses who would corroborate the story which he's telling, or which will contradict him, whatever is required for investigation, that will of course be done very expeditiously.
Mr. Ravindra Yadav, thank you very much for speaking to India Today and taking our questions on a day when this story has come to light. I know it's difficult because the investigation is still early, but the Delhi police is doing its job and doing it admirably well. We will continue to report and ask those questions. Ravindra Yadav, thank you very much, sir, for speaking to India Today.